What's going on, folks? We are live. I am Hal Rutnick. This is the Your Pal Hal Show right here on Backchannel. Thanks for joining us. And we have got, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, this just in, big show happening right now. Yeah, so lots of good stuff ahead. We are going to be here for 2 hours, and the things it's like what are we going to cover? No, it's like what aren't we going to cover, because it is going to run the gamut today. All right, so we got some pop culture, trending topics, a little bit of news, movies, and then there's dumb crap, nonsense, goofs, gags, shenanigans, hijinks, nonsense. Oh boy. Woo-wee, you've showed up on the right day. You understood the assignment. I appreciate you being here. Very excited to have you here. And I love for you to be here regardless of what you're doing. Okay? So are you in the backyard doing a little bit of gardening? You've got your device playing and you're hanging out with us. I love it. Are you in the backyard pruning a bush, planting a plum, cultivating your garden? Are you inside working from home? Are you working from home today? Or are you in the office? Did you take us with you to the office? I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Are you just sitting there in your underthings, staring into the endless void, asking yourself, how did I get here? This is not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful house. Letting the days go by, let the water slow me down. Okay. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're welcome to do it here. This is a judgment-free zone. And I want to hear about it. I want to know what you're up to. Communicate. 9 out of 10 doctors say this show, the Your Pal Hal show, is better when the audience gets involved. So please get involved. Like my good pals Andy McLean and my friend Stacy down in Texas. Stacy hanging out with Aunt Tracy today. What is up, both of you? Always glad to have you here. Oh, also, this show, Stacy says it's Dr. Miguel approved. Very nice, very nice. Stacy is Stacy's primary caregiver, Dr. Miguel. I always enjoy a Dr. Miguel shout out from Stacy. 9 out of 10 doctors say this show is better when the audience gets involved. Now that 10th doctor, he's just like off his rocker, and he's out there writing fake prescriptions for people to get Percocet and Vicodins, and he's a shady doctor, that 10th doctor. I'm just going to put that out there. So here's how you can get involved with the show, like my friends Stacy, Andy, and everyone else who's hanging out with us. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. You put your You take whatever it is you're going to say, and then you get your smart device's attention. You use the magic word say, and then you put in anything after that. Smart device, say, I'm in the backyard pruning a bush. Smart device, say, I am doing data entry from the privacy of my home. I am working from home. Or smart device, say, I am staring into the void. Thank you for hanging out with me while I contemplate existence. And you can also go to YouTube and chat with us there, or you can go to backchannel.tv and you can chit chat with us there, or you can leave a review of the Your Pal Hal show. Oh, let us know what you want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of. You can say, Hal, can you do a deep dive into Norse mythology? Hal, I wish you would talk about meals a little bit more. You talk about snacks so much. What about some meal talk? Or Hal, could you please talk more about what you see when you stare into the endless void? I would be glad to hear from you. And also, I always want to know what you're snacking on. Always want to know what you're snacking on. I've left myself painfully embarrassed when it comes to snacks. I was putting the show together, and I had a little nut medley I was working on. Look what's become of my nut medley. My nut medley! Also, nut medley is fun to say. Like if you know what? I guess are appetizers snacks? Could I open a restaurant that was just all snacks? So it would have like appetizers on the menu, but it would also have just like dip and chip, or maybe a healthier snack could be the nut medley. Yes, yes. Simon is a great band. That could also be an improv team or a sketch comedy team's name. We always would joke about that. Band names, or I've done a lot of improv comedy, improv team names. Nut medley. Nut medley. And speaking of bands, this gentleman is no stranger to bands. He's been in some. He's recorded sound for some. He's provided a stage to others. He's a musical enthusiast, and just a many-splendored individual. The best Chiron guy in the biz. Please welcome producer Travis. Travis.
Thank you very much for that intro. Great segue. Very flattering.
Certainly, certainly. Travis, I haven't seen you in 22 hours. What kind of trouble have you gotten into?
Oh, so much trouble. So much trouble I've seen. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen, to be honest. No, things have been nigh unremarkable. Just hacking away, doing my duty. I had a big couple of weeks, so I'm just keeping it low key. Keeping it low key.
Great, great. So nothing to report.
Nothing to report. I will be seeing everything, everywhere, every time tonight, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, yep.
And
I saw it. I found it to be not quite as good as I had hoped.
Yeah, I'm trying not to come
Michelle
in with that.
Yeoh is great. And listen, it's good, but I feel like we're in a time of multiverse content, you know?
Yeah.
I'm anxious.
What
And I'm not going to go either way. You might love it. You might love it way more than I. Let's have a little chat about it tomorrow, shall we?
Looking forward. Other than that, just watched that basketball game, that college final, and had a great time with that. What a game.
Congrats to the Kansas Jayhawks. They biggest comeback in NCAA history. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. You know that expression?
No, I do now. That's great.
Oh, well, that's their go-to. That's like what do they say? Hook 'em horns. They say in Texas. They I guess there's a Wildcats and they say scratch 'em cats. But Rock Chalk Jayhawk is
what does that mean?
But it is a storied old school expression that Kansas Jayhawk fans, if you want to look up the etymology of that, the derivation of that phrase. Our good friend Rob Schaefer in the house, the official attorney of the Your Pal Hal show, says snacks are small amounts of food eaten between meals. Appetizers are small dishes eaten before the main course of the meal during the actual meal.
How do tapas fit into that? Is that essentially
tapas is the meal.
Okay, but it's like a lot of small things?
Yeah, all the small things.
It's a song about tapas.
Yeah, it's a song about tapas. Blink-182 loved tapas.
Okay,
Yes.
kuinfo.ku.edu
Yeah, where the hell
says
does that phrase come from?
the University of Science Club officially adopted the famous rock chalk chant in 1886 as a cheer created by chemistry professor E.H.S. Bailey. At first, their version was rah rah Jayhawk KU, repeated 3 times. People were bad at rhyming back then. Later, in Pace of the Raws, an English professor suggested rock chalk, a transposition of chalk rock, the name for the limestone outcropping found on Mount Oread, site of the Lawrence campus.
There you go.
All
There you
right.
go. All right. Your Pal Hal show, once again, getting to the bottom of it. That's what we do, right, Travis?
Absolutely. We'll get to the bottom of anything. Anyone.
Yes. Yes, we will. All right. So, yeah, nothing. Let me see. Anything else to report? Oh, Rob Schaefer chiming in. Rob Schaefer, not only the official attorney of the Your Pal Hal show, he is an executive chef, and he is a true Renaissance man, a many splendored individual. Tapas are small plates of food that are eaten while drinking, before a meal, or during a night of drinking. Okay, gotcha. Well, count me in. Count me in for any and all of that. Andrew McLean saying, my. What do you think of that snack restaurant? Only snacks.
Great. I
He
think it could
says
do really well as a pop-up restaurant.
Rudnick's apps and snacks. What do you like better? Rudnick's apps and snacks or only snacks?
I think Rudnick's apps and snacks has more longevity culturally because we don't know, we don't know. You never know how long a joke is going to be good for.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, only snacks playing on OnlyFans, but it's also kind of on the nose.
That
It
is
lets
true.
you know.
That's true.
Only snacks. There's a restaurant or a restaurant. Oh my goodness. There's a store in Los Angeles. I don't know if it's a national chain. Just Food for Dogs is the name of
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen those stores around. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what you're getting.
Right.
You know what you're going into.
I think you're onto something actually. I might have to pivot my advocation. Only snacks. If I saw a building, like if I was in LAX and I saw one of the kiosks or one of the like built-in stores was it said only snacks, I'd go
Yeah.
just to see.
So a cheesy plate of nachos or maybe peanut butter and pretzels, ants on a log, like
Yeah.
it would be classic snacks and some nouveau snacks.
Would you serve only made to order or would you also sell prepackaged snacks?
I mean, yeah, is it a sit down or a takeaway? A sit down or a takeaway, or is it a
Yeah.
sit down and a takeaway?
Yeah. At
That
what
is
point does the restaurant end and the bodega begin?
where do I end and my restaurant begins?
Y- Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, damn it. We missed 11:11 again. You know what? Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Our friend Simon saying it's going to have to be a food truck. It's going to have to be a food truck. You know what? So, you know what? I'll keep noodling on this. I'll keep noodling. I'll keep noodling on this. Travis,
Yes.
I could talk about snacks all day. I could waste the entire first hour just hypothesizing about potential snack restaurants and ways to serve snacks. But we've got too much to get to. Too much to get to. So let's dive into the world of trending topics, the Twitterverse, the Twitter sphere, the Twitter website. Have you visited this Twitter website, twitter.com? And let's see what's trending. Okay. Ukraine. Been starting most days with a Ukraine update. And this headline says, Zelensky says Russia is trying to hide guilt and mass killing as the war in Ukraine continues. In a video address, Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky stated Russia is launching a false campaign to conceal their guilt in the mass killings of civilians in Mariupol. The comments come as Zelensky is expected to address the UN Security Council on Tuesday. A spokesperson for the U.S. Treasury has confirmed that the United States has stopped the Russian government from processing payments to holders of its sovereign debt. Ukraine has urged the international community to issue fresh sanctions against Moscow as media emerges from cities outside of Kyiv following Russian troops' withdrawal. There you go. And, one would think that there's a clear right and wrong here. That, war crimes in... Here's a few things that are wrong. If you just want to make some issues, there's gray area. Gun control. The Second Amendment's a thing, everybody. So there's a lot of gray area. You're not going to just go from Second Amendment to banning guns, but you're not going to have guns all over, you can't just go willy-nilly. Some would say it's willy-nilly right now. There's a gray area. There's a given here. It seems a little bit more black and white. Russia invaded a sovereign nation, and now they're committing war crimes. Russia's bad, but leave it to someone like Tucker Carlson and right-wing conspiracy nut jobs to say, is this a false flag? Who knows if these are crisis actors? I hate even, are the bodies in the street real? I hate to even bring that up, but it's that is literally stuff that is popping up from far right, like Tucker Carlson. Noted white supremacist Tucker Carlson going full Alex Jones. So, yeah, it is a sad situation. Human rights violations, left, right, and sideways. Any other trending bullet points there, Travis, regarding Ukraine?
No, just disparate articles talking about the same thing, kind of summarizing it.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
You have got it,
Travis. And yeah, just looking over, just scrolling through the timeline here myself. So Zelensky was supposed to speak at the UN. A technical problem with Zelensky's video at the UN Security Council was resolved. Images charred, rotting, and slaughtered bodies from several Ukraine cities filled the screen at the meeting, momentarily shocking its members into silence. Yeah, it's just an ugly situation. We've talked here about the sanctions. Breaking, Heineken, the second largest brewer in the world, I've enjoyed a Heineken now and again, announces that it will exit Russia completely due to Putin's invasion of Ukraine, even though it will mean taking a massive loss of roughly $443 million. Good for Heineken. Sorry, Putin. No Heineken for you. No Heineken. There you go. Other trending topics, folks. Oh, boy. So, I don't know if you saw the film Hillbilly Elegy. Hillbilly Elegy is one of these movies where it's accidentally funny in the parts, in some of the serious parts. And and it apologizes for some bad behavior of its characters. It's a slice of America, but it's also a little too accepting of the flaws of a lot of its characters. Its politics may be in the wrong place, just as far as being regressive or exclusionary. But and I say maybe, but the author of the book it's based on absolutely has them in the wrong place. J.D. Vance is the author, and now he's running for public office in Ohio. The author of Hillbilly Elegy, and his is a story of overcoming some meager beginnings, but he, yeah, there you go. There's his Twitter page. He has come out and has posted many thoughts that are extremely far right and very much aligned with Trump. And he released a commercial within the past couple of days that literally, it starts with, so it asks a question, but it's like there's a site on Twitter called Conservative Self Owns, where they're conservative takes that accidentally feel like, oh, they are admitting to being on the wrong side of history, or they're proving a point, or it's completely missing a double entendre or something. Conservative cell phones. In this commercial he released, he asks, "Are you a racist? Do you hate Mexicans?" And he kind of just leaves it hanging there, and so much so, like, someone watching it could be like, "Yeah, you're talking to me." I get it. He's obviously implying, and I think this is, for all the disagreements between liberals and conservatives, I feel like most conservatives. When I say most, I mean the large portion. I think there's a healthy portion that do have unhealthy views in regards to people who are different than them, but the majority are not. And I think that's what he's appealing to. He's saying, listen, we have these type of values, but we're not racist. We don't hate Mexicans. But the way he says it and just kind of leaves it there, it really is like, dude, I'm not sure how you meant it to come out, but it didn't come out sounding too good, J.D. Vance. Yeah, JD, I'm hoping JD does not advance further than just this campaign. Yeah, the author of Hillbilly Elegy, proving that some of his, maybe some of his points of view have not strayed far from Appalachia. So there's that. J.D. Vance and the Hillbilly Elegy. That movie, yeah, it's kind of laughable. Glenn Close is good in it. Amy Adams, I didn't believe her as this drug addict. I just didn't feel connected with that character. But Glenn Close is a national treasure. Directed by Ron Howard. A Hillbilly Elegy. The film is out there. Haven't touched the book. The film, I think we talked about it on my podcast that I co-host with my pal Lon Harris, Binge Boys. Andy McLean said he'd be a hero to many down here in Texas, unfortunately. Sure. I mean, listen, you don't need me to tell you. It's a divided world out there. Next, as far as trending topics, here's just another here's another beaut. Just a real piece of work. Never get tired of talking about that Marjorie Taylor Greene, folks. You know, the she's she's not bright, but what she does have going for her is she does great Dog the Bounty Hunter cosplay. She's a dead ringer for Dog the Bounty Hunter. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Simon says, this is a gauntlet of garbage people right now that we're dealing with. Oh, sure. So Marjorie Taylor Greene just doubling down and tripling down on just this weird, dangerous rhetoric. They see that's what she and QAnon, everyone's favorite bizarre blood drinking lizard people, New World Order conspiracy theory says that they throw around these terms because, listen, we can all agree that pedophilia is horrific. Okay, but they throw that term around hoping to get it to stick, and now they're trying to do this to Ketanji Brown Jackson, the Supreme Court nominee. It's just infuriating. Let's bring up. Do you have that article from Rolling Stone, Travis? Marjorie Taylor.
Mine's from The Independent. I can pull up Rolling Stone instead
if
you like. What? Can't hear me.
Oh, sure. I provided the link there.
I
put the link in there for you.
Sorry, it was all
that's okay.
Wonky. Let's just go ahead and no. You did the work. I want to honor that. There it is. And Disney.
There we go.
All right.
Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome.
Senator Marsha Blackburn last month asked Ketanji Brown Jackson how she defines a woman. It's a ludicrous question, and the Supreme Court nominee was right to decline to answer. I'm not a biologist. Jackson said during the hearing, the exchange threw right-wing media and bigoted Republican lawmakers into a tizzy, just as Blackburn intended. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, one such bigoted Republican lawmaker, attacked Jackson over the weekend while offering her own definition of a woman. We are a creation of God. We came from Adam's rib. God created us with his hands. Greene, who is also very much not a biologist, said at a Georgia Republican Assembly event, we are the weaker sex, but we are our husband's wife. Okay? Sure. Really some regressive language from Marjorie Taylor Greene. And continuing on, Greene may have been so worked up about Jackson because the latter's imminent confirmation to the nation's highest court. The Senate Judiciary Committee on Monday split a vote to advance her nomination, but the Senate itself overrode the committee after Majority Leader Chuck Schumer released the matter to the floor. Jackson's bipartisan confirmation later this week is all but assured, as 3 Republicans, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, and Mitt Romney, have all said they will be voting to confirm the first black woman nominated to the Supreme Court. Greene tweeted Monday that those 3 senators, and in effect all 50 Democratic senators, are pro-pedophile. Like, that kind of language, and you see what it does. That kind of language and rhetoric caused a guy to show up at a restaurant with a rifle, okay, a pizza restaurant in Washington, D.C. There's such stupidity and low-hanging fruit and knee-jerk reactions. It's mind-boggling. This from the woman who perpetuated the ideas about the Jewish space laser starting California wildfires, etc. Marjorie Taylor Greene. If you want to scroll through, what else? What did she say about Disney? The idea that Jackson is sympathetic to pedophiles is a conspiracy theory popularized by pro-insurrectionist Josh Hawley, based in bad faith on Jackson straying from sentencing guidelines in some child pornography cases. Straying from such guidelines is not uncommon, as Senator Cory Booker pointed out on Monday. Hawley has voted to confirm conservative judges who strayed from such guidelines in similar cases. The argument, which is animating the Republican opposition to Jackson's confirmation, is so absurd that even the conservative National Review described it as meritless to the point of demagoguery. Sure, the idea that Democrats are pedophiles is just too juicy to resist for conspiracy-loving Republicans like Green. Many of them are now trying to accuse Disney of preying on children because the company's opposition to Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, which bans the discussion of sexual orientation, gender identity in certain grade levels of public schools. It's just foolish. It's all just trying to create a boogeyman and trying to create these buzzwords, and you say them enough and repeat them enough, and they get associated to, they get tied to these people. They get tied to these politicians, or they get tied to these companies if you just repeat these words enough out of stupidity. Rob Schaefer says the level of rhetoric from both sides during the last 3 SCOTUS nominations is sickening. The way Kavanaugh, Barrett, and Jackson were treated is reprehensible. I would disagree about Kavanaugh. I would absolutely disagree with Rob Schaefer about Kavanaugh because there were credible allegations of sexual misconduct, and his answers or lack thereof were not very, were oftentimes beneath the office he was in the running to achieve. Whereas Ketanji Brown Jackson, diplomatic and kept her integrity to the throughout the proceeding. Whereas Kavanaugh lashed out and screamed and cried. Amy Coney Barrett was taken to task for many of her, for much of her religious point of view, which could have gone a bit too far. Listen, there's a place for liberals and conservatives, and you want to have. I think it's good to have a mixture. But Amy Coney Barrett, I think she might have been attacked. Brett Kavanaugh, I would respectfully disagree, counselor. Thank you. Rob Schaefer, the official attorney of the Your Pal Hal show. But bottom line, Ketanji Brown Jackson and her impending confirmation, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's make this Supreme Court just that much more diverse. Let's give a seat to someone who represents a group of people, women of color, that has been sorely underrepresented and disrespected throughout this nation's history. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. All right. Speaking of Rob Schaefer, Travis, do you want to come on in for a minute?
Yes.
Rob Schaefer, friend of the show, attorney, guest on the Your Pal Hal show. He's a proud Nebraskan. And
that he
Travis.
Is. Yes.
Today, it's National Nebraska Day.
What? Today?
Yes. And I'd like to take this opportunity on April 5th at 11:36 a.m. Pacific time to wish not just Rob Schaefer, but everybody a happy National Nebraska Day. Travis, let's start that salute to Nebraska. Hit it.
Hit what?
Bring up a list of famous Nebraskans. That's
Oh,
something,
okay.
something
Sorry,
Nebraska
'cause
related. Travis?
I'm sorry. The band canceled. Oh, they came back.
All right. Here we go.
Nebraska
Get ready
Access.
for this. Nebraska Access. Rob Schaefer, who conducts his business and lives in Nebraska and calls the greater Omaha area his home place of business. Okay.
Websites selected by librarians, so you know they're good.
Oh, wonderful. What the librarian seal of approval. Here are some famous Nebraskans. All right? If you don't know, now you know. Alexander Payne, the great director, directed Election, About Schmidt, and and the film Nebraska with Bruce Dern. Great film, Nebraska. Really, Oscar nominated. Bruce Dern was nominated. Alexander Payne, a proud Nebraskan. Bob Devaney. Who's Bob Devaney, Travis?
That I don't know, but we can certainly find out.
Okay.
On this website selected by a librarian. Bob Devaney, head coach of the University of Nebraska.
There you go. There you go.
1972.
All right, let's go back to the list. Bob Gibson, fireballer for the St. Louis Cardinals. Bob Gibson, one of the greatest pitchers in baseball history. Buffalo Bill Cody, not to be confused with the serial killer Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, who it also tracks. Seems like that guy would be from Nebraska. Just kidding. That's a little dig. Charles Starkweather, don't know that. If you want to, I'm not sure who's, let's see. How long is this list?
Pretty long. A lot of Nebraskans. It's alphabetical, and we are in the
All right,
B's.
let's just keep going. We'll see. Charles Starkweather, Nebraska. Oh, speaking of Buffalo Bill Cody, Charles Starkweather was Nebraska's first serial killer, Rob Schaefer chiming in.
Wow.
Chief Red Cloud, Chip Davis, not sure who Chip Davis is. Clayton Anderson, not sure. Connor Oberst, I feel like I know Connor Oberst.
The band Bright Eyes.
Is that Connor Oberst?
Yes, Connor Oberst. Bright Eyes and New Oblivion Community Center, which is a side project with Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah, great band.
The Crazy Horse Memorial is Nebraskan.
Wow.
Daniel Larry the Cable Guy Whitney. Travis's favorite comedian.
My most favorite comedian. How'd you know?
And Travis, his catchphrase is?
I have done it.
No, come on, you know it.
Garbage time.
Come on.
Get her done.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Pal. Oh, chat show host, 1970s icon, Dick Cavett.
Nice.
Dick Cavett. Oh, one of Travis's... What?
Should I be playing the Nebraska theme song throughout this? That feels kind of...
I don't know. Do we have the rights to do that? Is it public domain?
I feel like it's got to be public domain. It was...
I don't know. I wouldn't play with... I wouldn't guess.
Yeah,
Let's not guess on playing music to get ourselves pulled off of YouTube. You know what? If you want to look up if it's public domain, Travis, feel free to do any kind of vetting, but let's not roll the dice.
You got it.
Father Ed Flanagan, I believe he created Boys Town, helping... disadvantaged youth. Is that right? Father Ed Flanagan. Who is this guy? I don't even... You know what?
It's in the public domain.
Oh. Tremendous, tremendous. Frank North. Fred Astaire, one of the great hoofers in the golden age of Hollywood. Fred Astaire. Travis, who are you? Are you a Fred Astaire or a Gene Kelly guy?
That's a really good question. Fred Astaire. He was more light. He was more fun.
All right, if you say so. Travis, a Fred Astaire guy. Oh, the lovely Gabrielle Union, Mrs. Dwayne Wade herself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Rob Schaefer went to high school with Connor Oberst. He never smoked crack in my friend's basement like 311.
Wow.
Thank you, Rob Schaefer.
Right on.
90s Nick Hexum was wild. Seen 311 over 10 times. Even went to 311 days in Vegas and New Orleans. Andrew McLean. Wow. So I think we found a little bone of contention between Andrew McLean and Rob Schaefer. Rob Schaefer is firmly in the 311 is a garbage fire camp, whereas Andrew McLean, a 311 enthusiast. Listen, 311, they've got some jams. I will say that. And, but, smoking crack, some would call that a faux pas. And football player Gale Sayers, football legend. George Norris, don't know who that is. Gerald Ford, former vice president and president of the United States, and famous for tripping on the tarmac when he came out of Air Force One. Grace Abbott, don't know who that is. Harley Jane Kozak, not sure. Harold Edgerton, not sure. Harold Warp, don't know. Henry Fonda, one of our great actors. Oh, Henry Fonda, a legend from whether it's from Grapes of Wrath or many other greats, many other great film performances from Henry Fonda. We're listening to the Nebraska theme song in the back, the state of Nebraska song. My mother's home, by the way. Mom, we're doing a little salute. It's National Nebraska Day in honor of our good friend Rob Schaefer. Oh, we got some good ones coming up here.
That's a banger.
Johnny Carson, how about that? L. Ron Hubbard, noted author and huckster. L. Ron Hubbard. The L. Ron Hubbard is to religion as Donald Trump is to presidents. L. Ron Hubbard. Malcolm X, a great voice in the civil rights movement, and died far too soon, assassinated. Malcolm X. Marg Helgenberger, star of China Beach and various other lovely redheaded actress, Marg Helgenberger. Marlon Brando, one of the greats. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Honor Marlon Brando and all the other Nebraskans. Matthew Sweet, so nice. He's on there twice. Matthew Sweet, I love that song, Girlfriend. You know that jam, Travis?
I don't think so.
Girlfriend by Matthew Sweet? Oh,
no.
It is.
Maybe if I heard it.
It is a sick 90s jam. Yeah, I would highly recommend. Nick Nolte, one of our great grizzled actors who talks like this. Nick Nolte, a great Nebraskan. Here's a woman with a very unfortunate name. Rose Blumkin.
Oh no, what's her deal? I gotta see what Rose.
No, look that up on your own, please.
All right, fine. Retail
I don't want to go down
dies
that road.
at 104. Wow, good for Rose.
Oh, there you go. Standing Bear sounds like a proud Native person. What else? Oh, Suzette Bright Eyes LaFleche Tibbles. Okay, I don't know who that is, but that's a great name.
I wonder if that's where the band Bright Eyes name came from. Interesting. Look it up in my own time.
Oh, Rose Blumkin started Nebraska Furniture Mart. There you go, Travis. The Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett.
Nice.
Author author Willa Cather, and William Jennings Bryant. William Jennings Bryant.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Those are some great Nebraskan Americans. Some great Nebraskans. There you go. Happy National Nebraska Day. Nicely done, Travis.
Thank you.
Travis, the
Thank
best
you.
Chiron guy in the
Very much.
biz.
Thank you very much. We got to get Rob
All
on that
right.
list.
Yes, Rob Schaefer. You belong on that list. Rob Schaefer, I hope it's a good one. What? Standing Bear was the American Indian who sued the Supreme Court so the government would consider Indians as persons under the law. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Rob Schaefer, you are welcome. And I have one more question for you, Rob Schaefer. What would you consider to be the quintessential Nebraskan day? If I had one day in Nebraska on National Nebraska Day, what would be the most Nebraskan thing I could do, thing that I could eat, and yeah, how would you spend it? Or is there a concert, like go to a 311 concert, but not that, Rob. Obviously not that, out of respect for you and maybe what you feel they've done for Nebraska's reputation. If you have any thoughts on the perfect Nebraskan day, let us know, Rob Schaefer. But otherwise, you're very welcome. Thank you, Travis, for getting that music going there. A lovely salute to our all of our Nebraskan friends out there. Rob Schaefer, foremost among them. Tiger Woods. When he got in that car wreck a couple years ago, it seemed like dude might be his life might have been in jeopardy. It was a terrible, terrible wreck. And then he was already fairly ravaged, his body, so many injuries. It seemed like he's had so many surgeries on his knees, on his back. And this just seemed like the death knell, the nail in the coffin of his career. But lo and behold, Tiger Woods is going to play in the Masters. That seems like a big deal. Listen, Tiger Woods, everything's out there on Front Street about Tiger Woods. He's had a checkered past. If there was a documentary about Tiger on HBO, and it went through all of his gory details, but everything aside, all that you can say about Tiger as a troubled guy off the court or off the golf course, he's a remarkable athlete. S. Friedman, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Proof that golf is not a real sport. Nah, I gotta disagree. Listen, it takes a level of hand-eye coordination and precision that absolutely makes it a sport. Listen, can John Daly, who is like a chain smoker and has well-known drinking problems, be a championship golfer? Yes, but I would disagree that it's not a real sport. Also, I have to, otherwise my wife would kill me, because my wife was a Division I college golfer. That's right. So I am contractually obligated. I am, you make a good point, Freeman, but it's like the clubs, it's about the hitting of the ball. But it is, I will make this distinction. It's a bit of a country club sport. Okay, there's a there's a difference. There's a difference there, but it's absolutely a sport. My wife, I would be in the doghouse if I didn't say otherwise. But I also believe it's a sport. So, but I hear you. I hear you. There are the little loopholes. You can drink beer. Andrew McLean says plenty of courses are walking only. Simon chiming in. Oh, S. Friedman. I love that you said this because you've gotten everybody like chiming in on this. I think what gives golf credibility as a sport is Tiger was the best athlete to ever play it, so he was the best golfer. S. Friedman says, "Look, Hal, my fat ass was a bowler. Bowling is not a sport either. LOL." Friedman, I love that because I'm a bowler too. I was on the bowling team in high school. I love bowling. I love bowling. I haven't done much bowling since the pandemic, but I love bowling. So, you and me both, my man. You and me both. All right, let's go back to this Tiger story because I find this comeback remarkable for one of the greats to ever do it. He's on the short list. It's like him, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer. Breaking, Tiger Woods says he's planning to play at the Masters as of right now. It would be his first competition against the world's best players since November 2020. Amazing. Bowling is a hobby like darts, says Simon. It can be, or it can be something you take incredibly seriously. It's in that weird middle ground. You know, is bocce ball a sport? Is shuffleboard a sport? I think bowling fits with that. But golf, like, there's power, there's precision. Simon says his wife takes Uno seriously, but that's no sport. Yeah, that's a game. That's a game. Like blackjack is a game. Gin rummy. It's a game. Shout out to Sarah. Please send my regards, Simon. Tiger Woods says for now anyway, he's planning to play this week in the Masters a little more than a year after nearly losing a leg in a car crash. Wow. They show cornhole on ESPN, for God's sake. Oh, check out, I enjoy when ESPN goes to the Ocho. ESPN turns into the Ocho. Is chess a sport? Oh, man. You know what? There's some questions you just can't answer. Some questions will never be answered. Chess is a game, I would say, not a sport. Not a sport. It's a sport of the mind. It's a sport of the mind. All right, good stuff. Tiger Woods, I'm glad to see him back. I would love to see him bust the record for most Grand Slam titles won. I think he's at like 16 and the record is like 20, or he's at like, yeah. This is the best sports-related conversation ever. You know what? Talking about sports is a sport. And continuing. Oh, so Travis, do you have any do you have any issues now with doing this Twitter deep dive now that Elon Musk owns Twitter? Now that Elon Musk owns a majority,
I mean, he was already on there enough.
Stake.
He was already on there enough as it was. It doesn't really change anything for me. Good for him. He spent money on his own personal. I don't like him just as much.
I just hope that he doesn't start doing stuff like, allowing people who spew hate speech or violent rhetoric, etc., back on.
I don't think so. I feel like he's too concerned. No, I mean, not that it's all to that, but he's too concerned with what people think about him. Like, he likes being publicly perceived as like a fun guy, or like a cool guy or a good guy to an extent. But I don't think some stuff might go through the tracks, but I don't even know how much say he's going to have.
We shall see. He owns 9%. He owns 9% of Twitter, which he might have as far as the various entities that own shares and stakes of Twitter, he might currently have the most.
Wow.
As
they just had a new CEO put in too.
He just had a new CEO put in.
Oh no, just Twitter. Remember, Jack stepped down like a couple months ago.
Back to our sports conversation. If you want to pop Andrew McLean's comment up there on the screen. Oxford Dictionary. I'm a Webster's man myself, but I'm just kidding. I have no horse in that fight. To mix metaphors. Oxford defines sport as an activity that involves physical exertion and skill. Yeah, golf is a sport. There it is. And also bowling, a sport. Chess, not so much. I would say there isn't really physical exertion there, but there is a great deal of skill. S. Friedman says sex is a sport. Could be. By the way, I want to shout out some folks that are in the chat here. Amanda, welcome to the chat. Royal Dove, glad to have you here. Hello. Hunter, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Amanda, I appreciate you being here. Green Alpaca, very nice, very nice. Thanks for joining. Stacy says she'd like to do a deep dive into protein shakes. I like it. Oh no, Stacy's mom is off work today because the machines at her job are broken. I hope she's not an air traffic controller. Greg in Ohio, our friend Greg. Greg, are you snacking on anything today? What are you doing, Greg? Also, I want to shout out Haji in Tennessee, Tay in Illinois, London, Bill in Minnesota, Grandiose Orca. What a gorgeous name that is. Liz in California. What's going on, folks? Appreciate you being here. If you're snacking on something, I want to know what it is. Let me know what you're snacking, what you're drinking, all that good stuff. All right. Oh, yeah. Simon asking an important question. If chess is going to be a sport, how heavy are those chess pieces and how out of shape are your arms? Well, they do have those giant chess boards. So those life-size chess boards, something to think about there. A couple of more thoughts. Oh, you know what? A sad story. Can we talk about jorts, Travis? Can we talk about our friend Jorts?
Soon as
Yes.
we reference the fact that according to this article, according to a chess player, you can burn up to 6,000 calories a day playing chess.
Well, yeah, a chess player can burn up to 6,000 calories a day in a tournament where you're playing for hours and hours and hours and hours. So, yeah, I guess like the focus and the concentration and the tension.
Yeah, you're working your brain. You're using energy.
So the debate is still on. But we talked about unionizing yesterday. Talked about Starbucks, Amazon, workers' rights, making sure that you're not taken advantage of by a corporate entity. And Rob Schaefer says chess is definitely a sport. Speaking of pro-labor, Jorts the cat. All right. Do we have that article, Travis? I sent that over, texted it to you. Jorts and Gene. Jorts the cat. 171,000 followers. John Cena, the foremost jorts wearer in the Probably in the world. I don't think there's a better representative of jorts than John Cena. All right. How a fluffy orange cat named Jorts stole the internet's heart and became the pro-labor icon of 2022. Didn't know it needed. So there's Jorts the cat. And I want to hear about this. This I found this fascinating. A fluffy orange cat named Jorts became an internet sensation after a series of Reddit posts. Now he's a pro-union icon. Yes, workers of the world unite. His Twitter account, which has more than 162,000 followers, yeah, that was like 170 when we just clicked on it, is filled with advice about workers' rights. So give Jorts a follow. I still don't understand how any of this happened, Jorts tweeted about gaining social media fame. Can we scroll down and see, is there an article there? Great. The story of how Jorts, a dumb, fluffy, orange, occasionally buttered cat, became an accidental pro-labor icon with Twitter following more than 162,000. With a following of more than 162,000. If that sentence makes no sense, and it probably doesn't, then don't worry, we'll explain. It all began last December when an anonymous writer using the handle throwaway orange cat shared a story about two office cats, Jorts and Jean, on Reddit's Am I the A-hole subreddit, which we have explored here, that subreddit. Essentially, the writer explained orange tabby cat Jorts is a simple guy who cannot open a door when it's ajar, while tortoiseshell cat Jean has much more advanced skills. The writer explained that he thought Jorts was not as smart as Jean, which upset his coworker Pam and left her in tears. Pam accused the writer of perpetuating ethnic stereotypes by saying orange cats are dumb. The story went viral on Reddit, and the writer's dispute with Pam was resolved, although there was at least one hiccup. Apparently, Pam kept putting margarine on Jorts in an attempt to teach him to groom himself better. Wow. Pam knows now, however, that she is not to apply margarine to any of her coworkers. I think we were in a collective moment of needing something tender to gather around, the person behind the Jorts and Jean Twitter account told CNN Business in February. It was also one of those rare stories where there was no villain. I think Pam is the villain here. Life is full of these stories, but they don't often explode online. Okay, let me interject my thoughts here. I like the fact that we have this cat to be like a pro-labor representative, avatar, mascot. That's fun. But Pam is clearly the villain for multiple reasons. Okay? If you are getting that bent out of shape about someone making a generalization about a specifically colored cat, you are overreacting and you're turning the workplace into a not fun place. That's one, Pam. Here's number two why Pam is in the wrong and is the villain of this situation. She put butter on a cat. She put margarine at work. She put margarine on a cat. Am I missing something here? Travis, am I missing something? Pam is the villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Not in like the, maybe not in the most like direct Darth Vader Sith way, but like, yeah, no, just don't put butter on cats. What the heck is your problem?
And also, don't say you're being racist against cats when you say
yeah. There's a certain kind of person that you kind of get their whole vibe. You go, you don't have a lot going on, huh?
Pam, sort of like villain of the story. Jorts, the hero we need in this moment, though. So maybe tomorrow we do a deep dive into the Twitter account of Jorts. Maybe, just maybe.
Good idea. I like it.
Yeah, nice. All right, and one final story on our trending topics. Oh, so there, not all heroes wear capes. In fact, some just live close to a theme park. I don't know if you heard the story about this dude who he bought an annual pass to Six Flags, Magic Mountain. And with that annual pass comes extreme food discounts at several of the park's eateries. And he was, with this yearly pass, eating nearly all of his meals, many of his meals, for a pittance. And he found a loophole. He would go to work, and then on his lunch break, he'd come to Six Flags, he'd go back to work, and then for dinner, he'd come back to Six Flags. He had this yearly park hopper pass or whatever it was, and he would get discounts on food. But now, Six Flags they've cut him off. They've cut him off. So here's an article about him. Meet the guy who spends just $150 a year to eat all his meals at Six Flags. For years, millennials have endured an endless barrage of worthless budgeting apps, phony money diaries, and toxic hustle porn. Yes, keep grinding, always hustle. I mean, if you got to bust your butt a little bit if you want to get ahead, but also quality of life, enjoying your life, just kicking back. Yeah, so it's a trade-off, y'all. But in truth, there's only one realistic path for us to overcome our debilitating financial burdens. And Dylan, a 33-year-old electrical engineer in Santa Clarita, California, that's up there by Magic Mountain, is the one who figured it out. You can pay around $150 for unlimited year-round access to Six Flags, which includes parking and 2 meals a day. If you time it right, you could eat both lunch and dinner there every day. So he was riding this. He was enjoying the fruits of this. Travis, is the article gone that I sent you about? So apparently, it got cut off.
Yeah, I got a 404 not found from that one. I think there may have been either an update or some kind of Oh, hold on. Are we back? Okay. Never mind. Business as usual. We're back.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So, we said Pam was the villain of that other story. Six Flags, the villain here. How dare you? Now, can you scroll up to that banner? Now, from the looks of it, you're not going to be losing weight. If you are trying to eat healthy, a theme park is not the place to do it. If you want to pack on a couple of LBs, Travis?
Well, last week, this guy did an AMA, an Ask Me Anything thread on Reddit, and this was a very common question. And he said the first probably 4 or 5 months, things got pretty hairy in terms of just eating garbage. And he had to work. He ended up finding a few spots where he's like, you know what? I'm just going to get the salad. There's like 3 things I can get here that aren't going to kill me. And every once in a while, I'll get some that'll kill me. But by and large, it was a minefield, absolute minefield.
Yeah, so you're going to have to pick and choose your spots. But now, bad news for our 33-year-old millennial friend Andy. Six Flags cancels unlimited dining pass months after guy who ate all his meals there for years went viral. Son of a... So Dylan paid just $150 a year, etc. We've established that. Last October, after MEL published an article on Dylan the electrical engineer from Southern California, who ate all his meals at Six Flags over the course of 7 years. I wonder what, in this AMA, did he say anything about bringing dates there? Oh, but then he'd have to pay
He
their
did
entrance.
not. No,
Yeah.
because he would do this during the work week most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slip in for his lunch break.
Interesting. There was a segment about it on The Daily Show, all sorts. So at first he thought it was fun to see his quirky story in the news, but when producers and reporters began hounding his wife at early hours, in the morning trying to get an interview, he realized things had gotten out of hand. So he stayed clear of the media limelight, and slowly the attention subsided. After a while, it seemed like Dylan could finally get back to his normal life. Or so he thought, according to Dylan, who was kind enough to collaborate once more with us for an AMA on Reddit. Thank you, Travis. Yesterday, his beloved Six Flags theme park has discontinued its $150 annual dining pass. Six Flags announced a whole new pricing system for their passes, which have a bunch of people scratching their heads. Dylan says, adding that he learned about the change in January when a friend sent him the video below. Wow. Okay. There you go. So there's a whole video about it. Six Flags restructured the passes in early January and outlined the new set of benefits on their website. It's clear that the $150 dining pass is a thing of the past, by and large. You know what? I've seen all I need to see. Oh, even the most expensive, $329. Okay, so, all right, let me finish reading this. By and large, park benefits have been simplified into 3 tiers of annual passes. For instance, the annual pass now includes unlimited access to all Six Flags parks in the country, merchandise discounts, and access to better parking. However, not one of the 3 tiers includes unlimited meals. Even the most expensive, a $329.99 Ultimate Pass, includes a 10-meal dining plan. Wow. All right. The fun's over, kids.
I mean, I understand accounting for like shrink and cost and resource, but were you really losing your butt on the dining pass? I don't know. Maybe Rob has some insight on like how large scale kitchens operate like that, but it just
But I will say, a lot of these places make their nut or just really augment the bottom line with food. I mean, look at movie theaters. Movie theaters, it is, the reason why they don't like people like you, Travis, and I've done it myself, who bring the food in, is because how much does it cost to make a bag of popcorn? To make it.
That's my exact argument.
25 cents?
Exactly.
Whatever. For a bunch of kernels of corn, less than 25 cents for that, to pop those kernels of corn and put them in the paper bag. The paper bag costs more than the popcorn itself. But how much is that paper bag full of popcorn? $9? Or whatever. Again, here's a little life hack, not as good as the Six Flags one, but if you go to any AMC theater or a lot of different movie theaters, ask for the kids combo. It's, you're going to get just enough, just a taste.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Just
that,
a
like,
taste.
nice little snack
popcorn, a tiny popcorn, a small soda, and a little sweet snack with it. A little sweet snack.
What was the sweet snack again? I forgot. What was that? What did they give you with
I got
that?
some gummies that that I didn't care for, because I don't like the sugary sweet. I like chocolate. I asked if I could trade it for some M&Ms or some peanut M&Ms, which are my jam, but I wasn't allowed. So I brought it back, and you know what? My wife said, "Oh, weird. I was craving a gummy candy."
That's great.
Yeah, lovely. From when I went to see Everything Everywhere All at Once the other day.
Maybe I'll
so
repeat
there are trending topics. Six Flags. you know what? Pulling the plug on some good fun, some life hacks. Six Flags raining on our parade here. I mean, yeah. I wonder if there was an epidemic of this happening, or they just didn't like the publicity. They just didn't want copycats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boo. Thumbs down to Six Flags. Mm-hmm. All right. Travis, do you have our that little station break?
That I do, and boy, am I happy to.
Let's throw this up for a minute, and we will be right back. Stick around, folks. More Your Pal Hal to come. Welcome back, everybody. I just stepped out, ran a few errands, stopped, got something to eat, did a little shopping, and now we are back.
What
you know what? You know what? I gotta keep a few things secret.
All right.
All right. I was able to really accomplish a lot in that break. A lot. Let's do a quick Twitter deep dive here with we're going to take a look at America's favorite snack brand. Of course, S. Friedman is right. I did go to Six Flags. We're going to take a look at America's favorite snack brand. What is that? Of course, I'm talking about none other than Lil Debbie. Little Debbie, the sweetheart of American snackage, now tweets. Oh, isn't that... Travis, come on in here. Give me your best Little Debbie memory.
I have none. I have no Little Debbie.
What?
I don't think I've ever had
a... What?
I was born in 92, man. I just, like, there wasn't a lot of Little Debbie going around at the time, I don't think. Not in my household, at least.
What?
I don't know. I'm sorry. If anything,
apologize to Little Debbie. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Little Debbie.
Little Debbie, I'm sorry for how I was raised. Please take it up with my mother, Larger Debbie.
Oh my God. All right, all right. Chime in with your Little Debbie memories,
I'm so sorry.
folks. Ronnie's in the house. Thank you for being here, Ronnie. Bumpy Kangaroo. Very nice. Oh, Greg, when we were talking about Six Flags, mentioned he's scared of roller coasters. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with roller coasters. Shout out to Massive Wolf and Uninterested Hippopotamus. Thanks for joining us. Bumpy Kangaroo. Milo in Oregon. Glad to have you here. Milo, you snacking on anything? Folks, if you're hanging out with us today, Haji in Tennessee, let us know what you're snacking on. Please let us know what you're snacking on. And speaking of snacks, let's get back to Little Debbie. So, Little Debbie, a robust 205.7 thousand followers. Very nice, Little Debbie. Rob Schaefer knows something about Lil Debbie. His absolute favorites are zebra cakes and Swiss rolls. Nicely done, Rob Schaefer. The sweetheart of American snackage now tweets. All right, Travis, roll those tweets. Hudsonville Ice Cream is bringing Little Debbie Christmas Tree Cakes ice cream to stores starting November 1st. The flavor features a creamy white cake ice cream base, pound cake pieces, green sprinkles, and red frosting swirl. Let's take a look at that ice cream container. I'm not sure if this sounds good or not. Little Debbie was always so waxy, though. Yeah, I said it. Wow, Rob Schaefer, Simon coming in, talking some smack on Little Debbie. Rob Schaefer has some great Little Debbie memories. Simon, not feeling the Little Debs. All right. Sure. Okay. Let's keep it going. Ensure everyone's Easter baskets are filled with their favorite snacks by getting our Little Debbie 2022 Easter box while it lasts. There you go. Those, that looks like Travis. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Like they said, that's an Easter box filled with their favorite snacks. That looks like a bagel and a turd. Now, am I wrong here? What is that? That's a bagel and a turd.
Oh no!
True or false?
Why do they have shoes?
I mean, they're anthropomorphized. So maybe they're friends. Maybe they're lovers. A bagel and a turd. It's like Pizza Rat. I don't know.
Oh God. Yeah. No, you're
listen.
not
Don't ask for the bagel with a schmear. Don't ask for the listen. Don't ask for the schmear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simon with a great point. Maybe it's time the turds step on us.
Wow.
Simon also thought it was two different shades of turd. Andrew McLean, Hal, you know I love to have you rank. So it's zebra cakes, cosmic brownies, Nutty Buddy, and oatmeal cream pie. All right.
Ooh.
Zebra cakes, cosmic brownies. I'm going to go Nutty Buddy, oatmeal cream pie, cosmic brownies, zebra cakes. But it's been a minute. Okay? I'm just going to say it's been a minute. All right, let's go back. It's a little more Little Debbie before we move on. All right, scrolling. We've teamed up with Legoland. Wow, very theme park oriented today. To bring you a giveaway to win an incredible family vacation. Enter for your chance to win a family getaway to Legoland resort of your choice. Read official rules and details here. There you go, Little Debbie at minimuffins.com. Let's keep scrolling. There's a little dragon coaster at Legoland. Mini Muffins. There you go. Hudsonville ice cream. Oh yeah. Yeah. Listen, if you want some Little Debbie flavored ice, Little Debbie is going hard at the ice cream biz. We've kept this secret for too long. Wow, Little Hudsonville is revealing their secrets. They're coming out and saying, we teamed up with our friends at Little Debbie again for the ultimate snack cake ice creams of all time, and some of the only snack cake ice creams. Like, I had never heard the phrase snack cake ice creams. Quit, don't pretend it's a thing. You just invented it. Like, it's like you can't invent something and then say, it's the best one ever. Yeah, it's also the only one. It's, like if I was to say, if I was to say that, what's a good example? Like if I was to say this is a dated example, but the movie Basketball from Trey Parker and Matt Stone. If I was to say the movie Basketball is the best basketball movie ever, yeah, they're right, but it's also the only one. You understand what I'm saying here? All right, I'm going to keep working on that. Share your favorite snack with the whole class. Little Debbie Valentine's Day box. Yeah, very nice. Oh, let's see. Can you make that picture of the snacks bigger there, Travis? Oh, can you click on it so we can see them all? There you go. Yeah, the Nutty But. Yeah, Nutty But. I got to double down. Nutty Buddies are my favorite because I love that I love the wafer. I love the chocolate and peanut butter. Yeah, Nutty Buddies are my jam. All right, very good. The Little Debbie ice cream was immediately sold out in Nebraska. I wished I got the chance to try it. Damn. Well, Rob Schaefer, keep trying. I think, you know what? Don't give up on your dreams, my man. Don't give up on your dreams. All right. Share your Valentines. Tell someone you love them with Little Debbie. All right, a little bit more. I don't know about the Cosmic Brownies. I don't remember them that well. Find the best Christmas gifts. Wow. Christmas tree cake t-shirt. Oh, with a little bite out of it there. That's fun. Simon says this Twitter feed is a little snoozy. Yeah, maybe what is putting you in a food coma there? It's a little too sweet for you, Simon. I think it's a little sweet. This is a sweetie. Little Debbie's a real sweetie. All right, let's keep scrolling. It's here. Little Debbie Christmas tree. Okay, so more of the ice cream stuff from Little Debbie. Travis, you want to come on in here for a second?
Sure.
Who could you see yourself? Dating? Lil Debbie or Wendy from Wendy's?
Wendy. Straight up. It's got the Twitter is much the fire is much hotter and just yeah. And I mess with Wendy's. I don't mess with Little Debbie. Though I do appreciate October 27th. Silence any negativity in your head by thinking of oatmeal cream pies.
Oh, that's pretty good. You know what? That's going to be my new mantra. To get the screaming to stop. That was, you know what? That was a wholesome. Simon called it a little snoozy. I thought it was sweet and wholesome. The Twitter from Little Debbie Snack Cakes, folks. Little Debbie. Now, Little Debbie is not an official sponsor or anything. This is unprompted what we're doing here. Okay? It's just because I love snacks. But Little Debbie, if you would like to have an exchange of goods and services here where you pay the Your Pal Hal show to advertise for you, where you become a sponsor. Not only will I sing the praises of cosmic brownies, nutty buddies, and zebra cakes, not only will I shout about the quality of your oatmeal cream pies from the highest hilltops, I will also go scorched earth on your competition. That's right. I'm talking about Hostess. I'm talking about Drake's Cakes. I'm talking about anyone in the snack space. Other wafer bars, Kit Kat. Oh, no, Nutty Buddy. I will say Hostess, more like host this, Hostess, or Drake's Cakes, more like fake cakes, or Kit Kat, more like screw that. Yeah. And I will libel myself. I will lie on behalf of your company. Okay? And then I will take the fall for it. So I will say the executives at Hostess Cupcakes have committed various and sundry war crimes and atrocities. Now, I don't know that to be true. I am going out on a limb. I will fall on my sword for you. If you please, advertise on the Your Pal Hal show. All right. It was Your Pal Hal begs for a sponsor. Your Pal Hal begs for a sponsor. And Travis, can we? You mind if we shift gears here? Can I call an audible?
No. Yes, of course.
Let's check out. Let's do a little bit of dumb news.
Nice.
You know what? There was a dumb story in the news. I think it was last week, and it. Do you like to do one of these? Day. What? Day. Like this news story is vexing, but also amusing. Oh my goodness! And on honor of Nebraska Day. Wow. Travis, I didn't even realize that this was a Nebraska story. This story about the dumbest guy in Nebraska. Nebraska lawmaker apologized for believing ugly rumor. State Senator Bruce Bostelman believed claims schools were putting out litter boxes for furry students. Believed claims that schools were putting out litter boxes. They were using the litter box, ladies and gentlemen, says S. Friedman. School custodians probably wouldn't want to add empty litter boxes to their daily to-do list. Luckily, they don't have to, because students using litter boxes in school is not an actual thing. One Nebraska lawmaker is finally acknowledging that and offering a public apology after spreading a debunked rumor involving how students self-identify and their supposed bathroom habits while they're in school. Per News Channel Nebraska, the strange incident involving Bruce Bostelman started Monday when the Republican state senator spoke on the floor of the Nebraska legislature to rail about school officials who were reportedly accommodating students who are furries, individuals who enjoy dressing up as animals, often with an underlying sexual component, allowing them to identify as cats and dogs, communicate using animal noises, and heed Mother Nature's call in litter boxes. Oh boy. Oh brother. Is there any more to this article? Bostelman, a Republican, said he'd been told by one parent that when one student who identified as a cat asked for a litter box and had their request rebuffed, that student took care of business right on the goings on. How can schools allow this to happen? The senator went on to say he planned to take up the matter with the head of the state's Department of Health and Human Services, reports the AP. It turns out, however, schools in Nebraska and across the entire Midwest, where the false claim has been circulating per school officials, are not allowing this to happen because it's not true. Ridiculous, the superintendent of Seward Public Schools tells the Nebraska Examiner. It's an ugly rumor, sighed the superintendent of the Adams Central District, which also had to put out a statement about the hubbub last month. It's not clear where the conspiracy theory, which has been inflaming conservative pushback about gender identity, originated from, but the AP notes it's been going around since last December, when a parent spoke up about it at a school board meeting in a district north of Detroit. It's also been repeatedly addressed in a Facebook group called Protect Nebraska Children. After the video of Bostelman's speech went viral and he learned the rumor wasn't true, Bostelman apologized for buying into it and for bringing it up at the legislative gathering. I felt that if this really was happening, we needed to address it and address it quickly and to make sure it wasn't happening here, he said Monday night, per News Channel Nebraska. There you go. And the thing about this story, and it, could you bring that up one more time, Travis? There was if you want to scroll, oh no, back to that. It's in that last paragraph. Where it said, so here's the kicker here. Here's what takes this story from dumb to actually dangerous. It's not clear where the conspiracy theory, which has been inflaming conservative pushback around gender identity, originated from. Oh, so there it is, folks. It's another one of those cases. You know, there were ugly rhetoric. There was ugly rhetoric around the gay marriage issue for a long time. That if you allow same-sex marriages, what's next? A guy can marry their pet. A woman can marry a toaster. Instead of just allowing people to live their truth and to embrace equality. Same thing here. This is craziness around a very real issue of trans rights. And if they can create a boogeyman in a similar way to Marjorie Taylor Greene creating this boogeyman by saying all of these senators are pro endangering children. They're trying to create this boogeyman in the schools, kids using litter boxes. I mean, there are furries out there. Furries are a real thing, and there are I've read and I actually met someone who's had a sibling who identifies as the furry. So that there's something there, but it endangering children and being a thing that needs to be combated in schools or dealt with in schools and litter boxes and all that stuff. Wow. That is just a fabrication made to impugn and attack trans people. So there you go. There you go. A little bit of dumb news. Simon chiming in. Classic false equivalency, bestiality, etc. Yep, 100%. Also, if they're so concerned about people watching them use the bathroom, why am I pissing in a metal horse trough at a stadium? Uh, it's true. I was very happy when
I
Dodger
didn't realize
Stadium.
you lived in Oakland.
Ha! Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
Yeah, the Trovs,
Yeah.
they're real. They're still there.
Oh boy. Oh man. Yeah, I was very happy when Dodger Stadium got rid of the troughs. Yeah, it's really just the insult to you have to stand there just side by side with a bunch of folks pissing into the trough. S. Friedman says they're attacking trans people because they don't have real policy that would benefit people. Yep, yep. Oakland doesn't have the monopoly of metal horse trough, Travis. Yep, you'll find them in old stadiums around the country. There you have it. And coming up in just a few minutes here, we're going to hear from our good friend Mario Smith. But before that, let's dive into a little Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. If you ask Reddit, you often will receive. If you ask, you shall receive. And today we're asking Reddit. And I feel like this happens to me sometimes. And I want to know what brings it out of you. The question is, what brings the worst out of you? What brings the absolute worst out of you? What brings out the worst in a person? And I thought this was fascinating. So let's just check out a couple of these thoughts from. And if you have any answers on this, what brings out the worst in you? By the way, I want to shout out Davey in Texas. Thanks for joining us. Bill, good to see you. Call it. Hello. Little Debbie's blank puppets. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for giving yourself a show-centric name. Milo in Oregon, Ronnie, Bumpy Kangaroo. Thanks for being here, folks. Appreciate you being here. If you have any thoughts on what brings out the worst in you. Okay, right off the bat, and I identify with this. Lack of sleep or being hungry. Lack of sleep or being hungry. Yep. Oh, and then someone has an acronym. HALT. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Sure. I'm absolutely feeling that. What brings out the worst in you? Mario Kart. So this person gets so amped on Mario Kart. Stander 1979. Stay out of the room when Stander is playing Mario Kart. Confrontation and fear. Oh, sure. I mean, fear. That is, fear is such a bugaboo. Fear can really just bring out the worst. Simon chiming in. Sports, feeling a lack of respect, and fear. Yep. I hear you, Simon. Chronic pain. Oh boy. If you're dealing with chronic pain, like, been there, and it's like, stay out of my face, because I'm already coming at it from a negative. I'm already in a negative a negative place. S. Friedman says the worst thing anyone can do is clip their nails in public transportation. Oh, I hope she's not watching. I once dated a woman who would floss at the restaurant, at the table. Yeah. Yeah. I can deal with getting stabbed in the subway. Don't clip your nails. Yeah, gross. Gross. Let's keep that for behind closed doors. People watching videos in public without headphones, says Andrew McLean. You know, I noticed a few years back, probably about 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, that it was kids in restaurants with an iPad or their phone and watching it on full volume. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Parents, not cool. Parents, you're like, can we get a headphone, get an earbud? But now these kids are growing up and they're watching the damn videos on full volume as adults. Now I'm getting worked up. Andrew McLean, that pushes my buttons for sure. But you know what calms and soothes me? You know the soothing, friendly, calming presence of one Mario Smith, who's coming up right after the Your Pal Hal show here. Mario!
The answer, me being calming in any respect, that can't ever be the right answer.
Say it again because your audio was a little bit behind you there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
You're good
saying
now.
that can never be the answer. Calming, never. That those things don't go together.
You're here to get us fired up.
Oh yeah, clearly that's my claim to fame.
As opposed to soothing.
Yeah, I can be, depending on who the person is, I can be very soothing.
I don't doubt it. See, I get that from you. You're a man of many temperatures, flavors, varied interests. So yeah, I think you can. Anything is possible. It's all on the table.
To say the least. How you doing, Hal? How's everything out there in
I'm
Los
real good. I'm
Angeles?
real good. I like that. I like that. What is that? A mid '90s Chicago White Sox hat.
Yes, and I almost got into a argument with Harold Baines about what year this hat was, and he played on the
Wow,
damn team. Yeah, and I was like, "That's
Hall
not
of
the year."
Famer,
Yeah,
Hall of
he's like,
Famer Harold Baines.
I go. It's funny. I met him, Bo Jackson, and Dan Pasqua like the same day,
Oh
and
wow, former Yankee Dan Pasqua
Dan
and
Pasqua could get you some in the mail if you want. That's how he got kicked off the White Sox.
Wait, what happened?
He had some weed sent to him by way of Federal Express, I believe, and
Damn.
yeah, a lot of it too. And yeah, and when I saw him, he looked like he was pretty happy about everything. So it was an interesting day to
Good.
say
And
the least.
Bo Jackson, living legend.
One of the coolest dudes I've ever met, man. And he is not as big as I thought he was. I had him envisioned as
Really?
like a giant, and we were almost the
Mm-hmm.
same height, which was frightening.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn. Yeah. Oh, Bo Jack. When I was a kid, there was, yeah, there
greatest
was none
athlete I've ever
higher.
seen in my life. I've never seen anything quite like that before. I don't think we'll ever see that again. I don't think.
Oh yeah. And mentioning that former slugger Dan Pasqua, he got in trouble for weed. It just brings to like mind the discrepancy in this country with the way weed laws are trending and
Yeah,
what they were in the past, and like just so much racial discrimination in regards to all drug laws and law in general, but also it's infuriating to me that weed is not only is weed legal, you have people like former Speaker of the House John Boehner sitting on the board of directors of cannabis companies at this point, and then you have people still in jail for weed crimes.
yeah.
It's yeah.
I'm hoping that what the whenever they decide to get this bill to the Senate to legalize marijuana in the United States, the sooner it happens, the sooner you can expunge all these terrible records. You can free up some space for some actual criminals to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Change the world a little bit, change the way people are viewed, maybe make it a little bit more equitable for people of color to run dispensaries and things of that nature without the numbers being so lopsided. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of ways that this could go, but I think the first step, and I firmly believe if Donald Trump would have done this, he'd still be president. Is you legalize
Mm.
marijuana, you can make a lot of people like you very quickly if you make that decision. Not just for the recreational use, but I mean you could use that for health reasons as well.
Yes.
There are a
Oh,
lot
pain
of
relief?
purposes and there's a lot of reasons to do this, and not just because when you guys don't see me, I might partake, but I'm not saying I do or not, but I might probably do more than likely.
I enjoy to dabble. I enjoy dabbling. But I will say that it's, big pharma probably doesn't want it.
No,
Bi-
of
bi-
course not. Of
yeah,
course not.
because if you have a healthier, less addictive form of pain relief, oh,
I'm reading the chat, man. Somebody says you
yeah.
eat like you're stoned all the time. They're surprised you didn't legalize marijuana yourself. That's mild dairy lifesavers. They couldn't be talking about me. And he said, "Hi, what's
I
up,
eat
Super?" He
like I'm
calls me
stoned
Super
all.
Mario. That's cool. I like that.
Nice.
Nice.
I would, I have my moments of munchies, but I would say, he was talking about
How about
Trump.
Trump?
Trump eats like he's stoned all the time.
He
Oh, yeah.
does.
Yes.
Mm.
Like that 2 a.m. drive-through visit is his every meal.
Yeah, every day. Every day.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Like cheeseburgers. So, Mario, what has got your attention today? What are you looking forward to chatting about?
Today we have a special guest on the show. We have former Major League umpire Dale Scott on the program to talk about his new book, The
Wow.
Umpire is Out. Yeah, it should be pretty cool today. I can't wait to talk to him. There's so many questions that I have that have nothing to do with him coming out, more about baseball. But and I was mentioning this to Gliss, and I'm going to mention this to Mr. Scott. I totally forgot about him coming out. I just remember he was one of a handful of really good umpires, and for some reason it stuck with me that he was such a good umpire, and I wondered why he stopped umpiring and then all that stuff today. And what else? There's breaking news. The White House is extending the student loan moratorium, so that's kind of cool. And Shanghai is shutting down further with COVID, and that ain't so cool. So we'll do all that
Wow.
stuff today on the drive. Should be a good show.
Very cool. Yeah, what you mentioned about it being a potentially helping Trump or whoever would legalize marijuana. I mean, I think canceling student loan debt would be huge for a lot of
Biden
people.
wants to be president again, if he decides to run, he absolutely would win because most of this country's debt, or at least people we know, it's student loan debt, right? So yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm sure there are folks at Volley and Backchannel that are pulling for that as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been in those shoes. Simon says student loan debt is my Achilles heel. One of my great regrets was going to college because of my debt. Wow. See, that's difficult. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Mario, thank you, good sir. Always great to see you. Yeah, enjoy that chat with Dale Scott. That sounds amazing. And
This is
have a
my
great
Hal
show.
wave. This is my Hal
Yay!
wave. Hal wave.
Stick around for The Drive with Mario Smith coming up at 1 o'clock. Now it's time for our final segment of the show, rejected segments. This, this would not have been an enjoyable segment. It honestly, it would have been very boring. This segment, there's a lot of bag crinkling in it. Hal enjoys a lozenge. So it just would have been like 5 to 10 minutes of me popping a lozenge and being like,
Do you let it go the whole way, or do you ever do you commit to chewing it? It's just that. Okay, all right, yeah.
See,
no.
there's a lot of goes really down the ASMR path here, and it would not have been good broadcasting. But you know what? I enjoyed a lot of good broadcasting thanks to everybody who hung out with us today. Thank you for being a part of the Your Pal Hal Show. I'll see you back here again tomorrow, 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 1 p.m. Omaha, Nebraska. Happy National Nebraska Day, everybody. Thanks to everyone at Backchannel. Thank you, producer Travis. Stick around for The Drive with Mario Smith.